Hello and welcome. You are watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, not very looking good at this point in time. If you look at the top Nifty trends as well as the Nifty bank trends, 0.6% lower in trade. We've given up 24,600 and it's been a very choppy session, so to speak. Now, of course, we do have a pressure building up from the large private sector banks today that are not supporting the sentiments. Even the IT majors that are down in trade. Both the private sector banks are down by over 1%, IT down by 0.7% because of their weightage are putting some pressure on the markets today. We also have the other sectors like FMCG, oil and gas, pharma, auto, consumer durables also coming under some pressure. It's the real estate stocks, however, that are bucking the trend, 1.4% higher in trade. There's a strong rally unfolding across the space. Some gains can also be seen on the metals pack as well as some gains on the small cap indices. On the Nifty at the closing hour, you can see Grasim as the top mover today, followed by Shriram Finance, M&M and even Bajaj Auto that's driving the show. Hindalco, Cipla were the other top movers, whereas on the downside, Adani Group stocks have slipped now as far as Adani Ports is concerned. Despite the positive brokerage house update coming in right in the morning, you can actually see some pressure build up, 2.4% lower. Adani Enterprises 1.8% of a cut can be seen here. Bajaj Finserv, Coal India, Power Grid are the other top laggards at this point in time. We'll welcome our guest on board. We have Mr. Kush Godhsara, Managing Partner of Invest Value, now joining in with us on the program. Hi Kush, warm welcome. Good afternoon to you. Tell us what's your take on the markets and what do you think is the key reason why we could not sustain after hitting 24,800 in the first ticks that we saw in the morning, and why have we slipped so much?
Good afternoon. Definitely, maybe in the morning we were pretty much positive, but I think still we are looking at some profit bookings in stock specific, sector specific. As you rightly mentioned, IT stocks are laggard. Even PSU banks, which were focused yesterday, are showing some profit booking. So maybe there is some rotational profit booking, but yet I think Bank Nifty is pretty much strong. Definitely, we have seen 300 points correction from the 2 days high, but sustaining above 55,500. I think Bank Nifty is strong. Even stock specific like auto stocks like M&M, Eicher Motors, Tata Motors are still looking good. Maybe they are in marginal pressure, but holding up on weekly support. So maybe today I will take a risk of BTST and I will go long for next day.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at a few pockets that are buzzing nevertheless without the support that is being seen in the markets right now. Real estate space, what do you think is the reason behind the sharp rally here today? Over 1% gains can be seen across the board. Some momentum moves. Sobha Limited is up by 5%. Brigade, Prestige, Oberoi Realty, Macrotech, they're all coming back in flavor. What do you think is the key reason and will this momentum continue?
Definitely, key reason is rate expectation, rate cut expectation, and if that goes through, I'm pretty much sure this all reality sector will stay in momentum. I'm still bullish on something like DLF for a trading perspective. It's a high beta stock, but yes, trader should look at high beta stocks. I believe DLF is still good with the stop loss of 800. We could see 880 if there is a rate cut more than expectation of the street. So real estate sector, one should stay long for next 1 week.
Okay, got that. You know what is the other subsectors, smaller sectors that are buzzing in trade today? Fertilizer pack is clearly in flavor today. If you look at most of the stocks, they have also surged up to 15% in trade today, led by moves that were seen on Fact, for instance, Deepak Fertilizers, NFL, RCF. All of these stocks were back in focus today. Deepak is up by 4%. Remember, this is the stock that even Anshul talked about. 18.5% move for Fact today. That's fertilizers and chemicals. Almost 1,000 levels can be seen. Jumble is up. Whole host of stocks within this basket is up. Now, there were two, news flows that probably also led to this improvement. Firstly, there was this European Parliament approving of the bill to raise tariffs on fertilizers and agricultural imports from Russia and Belarus. That was one. The new policy will gradually increase the tariffs on certain fertilizers from current 6.5% to nearly 100% by 2028. rate, effectively curbing imports from these two major suppliers, that is clearly Russia and Belarus. Now, additionally, a 50% of a duty is likely to be imposed on select agricultural products from the same region. And this bill is expected to be enacted in July of 2025 with phased implementation over the next 3 years. This move, experts see as could be potentially redirecting global demand towards Indian manufacturers. Now, Kush, help us understand with this new move coming in, how would you make your fresh strategies on the fertilizer stocks?
Definitely, this is a good momentum news that we are seeing that reflecting on the price. But I think, fresh buying is not recommended at current levels. Already we have seen a good momentum. Something like Deepak Fertilizers, we can book profits around 16, 20. I think I would suggest booking profits if you're a short-term trader or someone has bought fertilizer stocks for monsoon play. Because, these stocks are news sensitive and they only show momentum when there is such news. So definitely a good momentum, but I won't carry forward any trade on fertilizer stocks.
Okay, fair point. So that's as far as the fertilizer names are concerned. Let's also look at some of the other stocks and sectors that are buzzing. It's the small caps that are showing us some traction. Which are the stocks that are buzzing? Brain Bee Solutions. It's one of the recently listed ones, the parent company of First Cry, that's up in trade today. Almost a 10% surge that can be seen on First Cry. Remember, it was JM Financial that reaffirmed its buy rating on First Cry parent Brain Bees, and that also led to some uptick coming in. And today the stock is up nearly 10%. The defense space stocks, they continue to pull up higher. Garden Reach is now at 3150, 6% higher in trade. You have names like Brigade, PCBL, Radico Khaitan, that's up and about. Liquor space is also in the thick of the move. Radico, United Spirits, both are up today. PVR Inox, Kalpatru Power Projects, BML, Triveni Turbine, even some of the stock market related stories are doing well at this point. So let's discuss each of these segments. Let's first talk about Brain Bees as a stock. I know limited data for you to really study here, Kush, but what's the fresh sense after this sudden move has come in after a long haul of consolidation?
Definitely, this stock is a good stock to buy at current levels. After IPO, we have seen some profit booking because maybe of
Correct.
extra valuations that they got. But the volumes today, if you look at the volumes, I mean, this is the second day after the listing day that we have seen such huge volumes. So definitely, this report is something positive. Secondly, maybe we could even keep this stock in our long-term portfolio. The reason is, this brand has created a wave, a new wave that even such a age group, an infant age group, has a branded awareness. So if you look at tier two, tier three cities, first price stores are increasing rapidly, and there people are coming over from an unorganized market to organized market. And first cry, I think, is the only brand which has placed itself very well throughout India, offline or online. So I think at current levels, it's good valuations and even good technical levels. With the stop loss of 340, one can invest for next 5 years. I believe we will touch 510 soon.
Okay, got that. Keeping an eye out on all these stocks and the targets that you've suggested here as far as First Cry or Brain Bees is concerned. Let's discuss the defense stocks, especially the shipbuilders, GRSE, Mazagon Dock, Cochin, the rest of the pack that continues to be buoyant. What do you foresee for GRSE specifically? The rally has been spectacular, followed by what's happening on Cochin today as well. What would you do with such stocks?
With such defense stocks, it's very difficult to pick up a trade for a short term or a BTST. I mean, if you're a player who could hold stock futures for next 2 or 3 expiries, definitely go long. I mean, the way Operation Sindoor has, projected our capacity, our strength in manufacturing of defense, I think their order books are going to be overflowing for next 5 years. So definitely buy on every dip. Don't wait for any levels. So something like Muscat Dock, which has corrected after its earnings, should be an opportunity for long term. So I think Muscat Dock at current levels would be most attractive. 3,200 can be your stop loss. Target is 3,800. While other stocks are looking good, but not for fresh entry.
Okay, fair point. Got that as well. Let's look at some of the other stocks here that we can focus on. Capital markets, is that again coming back in focus? Stocks like MCX, CDSL, CAMS, for instance. BSE has been continuously surging as well. Any particular pick from this space, Kush, that you're looking afresh, which is giving a breakout probably, or giving us signs that the momentum can carry on from here?
So again, these stocks are again Sakshi or long-term stocks. They they
Yeah.
are they are going to do good business no matter what. Indian markets are going to stay open even in times in the times of COVID lockdown. Stock market was open. So I think this stock should be in your portfolio for next 5 years. So current levels, I think CDSL is a good stock. I won't go stock specific in broking houses because their margins are very thin, their advertising expense are increasing. So I won't buy any particular broking firm stock, but I will stay with CDSL, CAMS, or maybe BSE and MCX.
Got that. So those are some of the names that you could look at, but rather a long-term story is something that you should definitely keep an eye out on. We'll also discuss metals. Kush, now there is, some fresh concerns erupted last few days with the Donald Trump government again talking about a 50% tariff on steel, aluminium, retaliatory measures already being thought about as far as European Union and China are concerned. So fresh tariff troubles again coming in, and metals, because of its large global nature, continue to reel under such changes in the policies and frantic changes in the announcements that are coming in. How would you look at metals?
Definitely, stock market reacts, to unknown news rapidly. But this tariff war is already known, already discounted. I don't think now Indian market is giving any importance to Trump's statements because it keeps on changing. Definitely, if there are some tariff imposed, there might be, temporary effect in the stock prices. But overall, I think Indian growth story and the way we are placed, I think we are in a sweet spot with US. So if at all he implements more tariffs on China or maybe other Asian countries, I don't think he is going to be harsh on India. So I think our companies are getting strong. So if you are a trader, we might avoid something like Hindalco, which is highly volatile. But yes, Vedanta or something is looking good to me at current levels for investment. So my focus right now or strategy, which I have recommended to my clients, is accumulating VDL for long term because it's a good dividend paying company. But I don't think you should exit any metal stock from investment point of view.
Hmm. Okay, got that. So that's the metal space for you. Let's look at the FNO space. Some interesting stocks there that are buzzing. Apart from the metal space that we've already discussed, like Jindal Stainless, Hindustan Zinc, that's buzzing. United Spirits, we are seeing from the liquor space as well. What's also buzzing is delivery, 3% higher from the new age internet space stocks. Delivery for you, Kush?
Yes, delivery is looking good to me, but from New Age, always my first pick is Eternal. And I think Eternal should be bought at current levels also. Maybe there are concerns that Amazon and Reliance are in the pilot project in competition with Swiggy and Zomato. But I think, they will always get a first more advantage. And I think Zomato is what I will pick up. And liquor stocks, of course, today being, we have been waiting for 18 years for this final match RCB. So I think liquor stocks who is holding, stake in such IPL franchises are going to be in a sweet spot. So today, I think orders will also rise for Zomato. They are expecting a record high orders today. So liquor space, United Spirits, I will buy at current levels for a BTST target 1640. And Eternal is what I'm buying at 236, stop loss 225. I'm expecting 255 within next 2 weeks.
Hmm. Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you in understanding how to go about the new age tech space. Let's look at the consumption basket, especially the liquor space. United Spirits, Radico, both have actually had a good move today. Anywhere where you're confident for a second day, third day kind of a move that could be coming in again?
Redico Khetan definitely, I think it's a good move. Uh, it has given a fresh breakout at new high. Still, indicators have just crossed over positively, showing more strength in coming days. Definitely stop loss is around at 2600, but once who can take a risk for the next 2 weeks, 2600 can be your stop loss. Take a delivery and hold it for 2900 targets. But if you're a long-term investor, maybe Piccadilly Agro, which is manufacturing and bottling Indri, is where I'm accumulating as in a form of SIP every month. So for one lump sum investment, you can go for Radhika Khaitan. Future trader can go for United Spirit. Long-term investor can go for Piccadilly Agro.
Okay, got that. Now help us understand, Kush, as far as Adani Group stocks are concerned, I wanted to discuss that. There's a pressure across the board now on large caps, Adani Enterprises and ports, and across the board as well. We have been seeing some pressure build up again. Now, this is right after the Wall Street Journal's report came in that said that US prosecutors were probing whether Adani entities had imported Iranian LPG into India through their Mundra port. So, fresh concerns, some of them emerging, even though Adani Group has strongly refuted the Wall Street Journal report, terming it as baseless, mischievous, and it has said that it was not aware of any investigation by US authorities on this subject. So, that's something that's been keeping the stocks volatile again. But off late over the last few sessions, it was the group stocks that were hovering higher. But fresh concerns, I think, emerging. What should investors do here?
I think investors should stay invested. I mean, it has cleared all every hurdle it has faced in last 3 years. We have seen that. Of course, uh, we have not seen that highs of 2023 yet. But if you are an investor for long term, I think the way they are expanding in every business, that's something appreciable. If you look at Adani Port, I mean, many concerns have been coming in their way, but they are still buying out ports in other countries too. So I think Adani Port, Adani Enterprise, Ambuja Cement, these three are my picks for long term from Adani Group. Adani Enterprise has many subsidiaries like airports, real estate, even they are coming in piping industry under the brand name of Ambuja and Vishaka. So I think one should hold on these three stocks. Maybe Total Energy or Adani Green or Adani Power are a little bit volatile. I'm yet not comfortable at this current valuations, but for these three stocks, price correction is an advantage for accumulating.
Fair point. So that's as far as the Adani Group stocks are also concerned. Let's look at the markets and some stock spotting there. India VIX is actually down by about 3.6%, 16 and a half. But despite this, the markets are not able to really garner the strength to move up. In fact, they are reeling under some pressure. Let's look at some of the stocks there. We will look at some stocks from the broadest index. Apart from Brain Bees, India Cements is up by 7.6%. You have, we discussed about the fertilizer stocks, NFL is up 6.5%. Indoco Remedies, after a long haul, is up by 8.5%. Voltamp Transformers also up nearly 8%. InSwift Laboratories is also up by 8 odd percent. Let's look at Welspun Investments, that's up in trade. We have already discussed fertilizers and chemicals. Servotech Renewable Power Systems, it's a 148 rupees stock, 20% higher. You can see this stock. Why am I talking about this stock is because if you remember, yesterday we showed you on our channel as well, Errol Musk, the father of Elon Musk, is in India for a 5-day visit. He also spoke to me on Business Today talking about, what he is enthused about as far as India's move and push for green energy is concerned. Servotech is the company that has partnered with Elon Musk, and that the company that has brought Elon Musk to India on this 5-day visit. He is here to talk about green energy, EV push going forward from here, and therefore you can actually see that's the reason why the stock is up today. So those are the key stocks that are holding up. Kush, any suggestion as far as the Nifty 500 stocks are concerned? What looks positive to you?
Definitely, all the stocks which you mentioned in last 1 minute, they are all from mid cap or small cap, and these all are in strong upside momentum. So that is the first time that I would like to, inform our viewers that until our small caps are strong, market is strong. Yes, we are seeing volatility. We are not able to cross over 25,000, But I think since last 2 months we are seeing consolidation. This is a time to accumulate such good stocks. So the sector you mentioned, renewable, I'm very much bullish on the sector. So if you want to play safe, yes, Irida is a good stock. But if you want to take some risk at current levels, I think Suzlon Energy. As a disclosure, we have been recommending our clients from the levels of 30, but still it's a good buy. That's a complete turnaround. Earnings have been good with the stop loss of 48. I am sure renewable sector is going to be a multi-bagger in next 10 years.
Okay, got that. Hopefully, this has helped all our viewers looking at the renewable energy theme also pretty closely to find out what exactly should be done. Kush, you've already marked out one or two stocks in the BTST trade. Would you want to name any more? Because it's 322 right now is the last chance that probably investors can look at any BTST, STBT trades for today.
Yes, definitely it's a risky call. So that's first disclosure I'm giving. But I will go BTST because I feel this correction is just rotational. We should take a risk of going BTST. So first is on M&M. Mahindra has given a fresh breakout from a downside channel, and technically it is trending tall even in such an volatile session. So with the stop loss of 3020, one can buy Mahindra and Mahindra for a BTST trade. Tomorrow we may touch 3080, and if you hold for 2 days, 3120 is my target. Second BTST, again a blue chip heavyweight, HDFC Bank. If you look at HDFC Bank charts, since 22nd April we are witnessing some consolidation between 1910 to 1960, which was today's high. So we are trading near the day's low. So I will take a risk of going long with the stop loss of 1910. Tomorrow we may again see 1960.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped all our viewers note down the key stocks that they'll be looking at. Last 7 minutes to go before we shut shop for the day. Again, it could be the third consecutive session where we will see in the market some pressure build up continuously. Kush, what would you pencil on that will lead the markets to break out of this range? What is needed at this point?
Rate cut. That's the simple answer. I think rate cut is anticipated, but there are many different views, 25 basis points or 50. So if there is a
Yes.
rate cut more than expectation, or maybe a positive commentary from the RBI governor for the future, that would be a fresh breakout level. I don't think tariff is a concern. Only one concern, which I'm not very much worried, but still a concern is the COVID cases. I don't think there would be any lockdown or stuff, but that's a safe side. I mean, that's the only point which I'm concerned about.
Okay, fair point. Hopefully, we'll note that down as well. As far as the rate cut expectations are concerned, Friday is when the RBI policy outcome will come in at 10 a.m. And of course, you will see the governor announce, the key policy decisions on our channel as well, live at 10 a.m. So stay tuned. Maybe that will change the sentiment and the tenor of the market right now. One more space that I wanted to discuss with you is the auto space. Today, both M&M and Bajaj Auto are holding slightly higher in trade. Recently, we saw the sales figures come in. Are things at all turning in favor of the auto space as well, Kush?
Yes, yes, of course. Auto sales is turning on. Good monsoon is a good sign for the sales in near future. So I think auto stocks have seen a good correction. Auto index has underperformed Nifty benchmarks in the last 3 months. So something like M&M already we have discussed for trading stock. But for investment at current levels, maybe Tata Motors can be also bought at current levels with the stop loss of 680, weekly support upside 780 for investment. But trading perspective, I think M&M would be a good stock.
Okay, got that. Hopefully, this has also answered your question. Key strategy for the June month, if I have to ask you, Kush, what would that be? Of course, we are penciling one hope on Friday that the rate cut will happen. But for the entire series, also, have you already started to devise a strategy?
Yes, definitely. If we tomorrow is the deciding day for me technically, I won't wait for Friday. If
Okay.
tomorrow also we see some pressure on Nifty and Bank Nifty, if at all we trade below 24,400, then I would recommend to square off all the long positions for all the traders. So and we will push or average or pyramid the trade on the upside about 25,000. So that is the strategy for June right now. Square off longs below 24,400, then go double long about 25,000. Not recommending any shorts, but just squaring off at 24,400.
Okay, got that. Hopefully, that is also something that all our viewers have kept a note of as well. Kush, we'll thank you on that note for being with us on the show, guiding
Thank
our viewers through the current market strategy and the week and the series to follow. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time with us. But the market's clearly giving up some more. Points at this point in time. 181 points lower. We are now nearing 24,500. We are ending near the low point of the day. 0.7% of a cut that can be seen. 24,533. Quickly look at wrapping up the trade. The only few gainers on the Nifty that remain are Grasim, Shriram Finance, M&M, Bajaj Auto. As the stocks that are holding up, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's and Hindalco, the only stocks that are holding up. Let's look at the downside. Adani Twins down, Adani Ports and Enterprises, Bajaj Finserv down by 1.7%, Coal India, Power Grid, all of these stocks are down in trade. Let's look at even the F&O space stocks too, to find out how the stocks are moving. I mean, like Prestige Estates is the top mover, 3.7% higher. Hindustan Zinc, United Spirits, Jindal Stainless, delivery. These are the F&O stocks that are actually holding up in trade. Let's look at the downside move. It's Yes Bank that has cracked nearly 10% in trade in the F&O space, the top loser. Vodafone Idea nearly 4.5% lower. Irida also nearly 4% lower. BHEL, these are the pockets that have actually not performed in the markets today. Now let's look at the PSU stocks. The index is down by 1%. Concor and Pharma, it's largely a broad-based sell-off that we saw. Even the mid-cap caps continued to end in the red. Small caps absolutely flat in trade. On the Nifty 500 front, even though we marked out a few stocks, Servotech is ending at 20% circuit. You have fertilizers and chemicals, that's up. You have Welspun Enterprises, Vinyl Chemicals, InSwift Labs. You have names like Indocold Remedies that's up in trade. AG's Vopak Terminals 6% higher just a day after tepid listing was seen on the stock. Prostam Infosystems, day one of the listing, 20% circuit on this one. These are some of the new listings that have come in onto trade as well today. Lastly, when we look at the F&O losers, again we've marked out for you. Yes Bank is the top loser, 10% lower. Aptus Value, Parsvanar Developers, names like Ola Electric, again 7% lower. No respite from the sell-off here. Genus Power also gave up about 5.5% in trade today. Roller Tainers also fell. HG Infra, those were some of the other stocks that continued to decline in trades. The stocks have fallen on the broader markets as well as on the Nifty. The Nifty ends at 24,538. Third consecutive day of a fall for the Nifty. Let's see how things shape up. We have just now one more day to go before we see the expiry and a weekly expiry, as well as on Friday we finally see the RBI policy. So lots to really look at, and we'll of course look at how the US markets trade in the overnight trading session to help us with some cues that are coming in for tomorrow too. Stay tuned with us. Even beyond the stock market hours, coverage will continue from the world of business and finance.